All right, this one goes out to Gord, who sent me a kind email recently. Appreciate it, Gord. Thank you. And also to anybody that's interested in the question that Gord is asking, which he was watching. He's very kind to say he really enjoyed the last Drive with Dave episode that I posted, which is very kind. I'm glad it resonated. And he just said, I was just disappointed that you didn't mention that a lot of these events and situations that are going on that I was referring to, that a lot of them are manufactured on purpose for the purpose of the divide and conquer and such and such. So it's a great question. And Gord, I'm sorry, in that video, I had a different focus of what I was looking to bring up. So I didn't bring in that side of it. But if you've followed my work for a bit, hopefully you've checked out my past archive. I tried to put together some presentations that are kind of timeless in a way, where they're just subjects that we're looking at that involve history and getting into the history of these organizations and the people that I agree with you are doing a lot of these things and fomenting these things and pushing these things and financing these things on purpose. So you're correct. And you were even referring is like, especially when it comes to the going easy on criminals and like the encouraging of criminality. That's, Gord is saying, that's done on purpose by these satanic elites or the geopolitical elites or the political elites, however you want to look at it. And I definitely agree that that's a factor. And I've done much work to bring light to that exact thing about just how much is manufactured and put in front of the public mind to basically sway the opinions, sway the trends, sway the where are we putting scorn, where are we not, sway the opinions of the masses. And so a lot of things need to be manufactured in order to achieve that, right? So you're right. And all I was trying to do in that previous video was just bring up the other side of the coin, right? Because this is something I learned from listening to Michael Tessarian, my colleague on the Unslaved program, and he was referencing other minds like Krishnamurti and Alan Watts and Bruce Lee and some of the timeless people who brought up these ideas. And what he was basically saying is that there is a relationship between the tyrant and the tyrannized, between the master and the slave, as he would say, right? There's a relationship that keeps this dynamic going, and it's not all just be blamed on the high tables that are doing the artificial engineering of society and all of that. There is a relationship that exists where the slave wants to be enslaved. And this was the real crisis. Everybody was focused on the fact that we were slowly being more enslaved than we were before in many different ways, psychological warfare and financial terrorism and all kinds of stuff, right? Constant bombardment of psychological operation propaganda all over the social medias. We're just never left alone. And Michael would say that's done on purpose to stimulate the angst and to awaken the past trauma and to keep you on the edge of your seat so that you don't see who's doing this to you and why. And you don't figure it out. You don't realize that you're basically like on their farm when the way off the farm is to reverse engineer that and not be so susceptible to that propaganda, so, but yeah, it's some great points. And I think that the zeitgeist of the time is shifting on this, and hopefully it continues to look at the current situation as what is it that we are doing that is enabling this level of tyranny and the artificial all these things we're mentioning, right? What are we doing? So I guess that was the perspective I was coming from in that video. But it is a relationship of these two dynamics. So it's important to always keep in mind that it's two different hands of the same thing. And so yeah, that's all I really wanted to say on that. I hope that clears up so you know what my position is. It's a fantastic question. Thanks for your email and thanks for listening. Hope it helps. Cheers.